It is working.
The glow of the screen on our faces.
What?
Pretty filter.
The glow of the screen on our face.
Oh, that's so. Hi, hi, hi.
Hello.
I guess it's not morning anymore.
Good afternoon.
No.
Good afternoon.
Good day, Governor.
Good
Can
day,
we
Governor.
have our outline so I know what I'm talking about?
No.
Who am I?
I'm not really
You
sure.
need the outline to know who you are.
Yep.
Who are we?
We are Diamond Realty Associates at Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Premier Properties. I'm
No.
Trace.
I think I'm Dawn.
I'm Amber. I'm Erin. Got
Yeah.
it right.
Good job.
Nailed it.
Who are we as a team? Philosophical question.
We are a team of awesome individuals who want to help our clients buy and sell homes the most ethically we can, and they come first.
Did anybody hear Amber?
That was really low.
Sorry! I'll talk like this now.
You should use your Anchorman voice.
Stay classy, Fargo Market.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
So like Amber said, we're really client education focused. We are not about having as many deals as we can. One thing that really sets us apart from other teams is we have the one-on-one service from start to finish. We're not going to pawn you off on a showing assistance. You're not gonna deal with one agent listing versus buying. You get us for the whole caboodle.
We're also not charging things like transaction fees or marketing fees or anything like that. As a buyer, you'll know you never have to pay any fees from us. And as a seller, we have perks for our sellers too to help them out instead of charging them more.
And we do have a transaction coordinator now, but you won't be talking to her directly. She lets us know what we need. We communicate with you. So there's not like a list of people. You have to know who you're trying to call for what.
Absolutely.
Oh, what?
So in regards to client education focus, our podcast we're starting a mini series. It's going to be 3 to 4 episodes. I haven't decided yet because I'm running it. But we're going to talk about North Dakota versus Minnesota home buying and what to know on which side of the river you're looking.
And then we'll talk about Tasty Tuesday.
Woo-woo. And then we're also going to do the drawing for our monthly winner if you tagged a friend in our Tasty Tuesday videos. Amber has the papers. Stay tuned. So today on our mini series, we're going to talk about, and we hear a lot, income tax rates between states versus home affordability. So according to Kiplinger.com, North Dakota was actually rated the number 6 in most tax-friendly states, whereas Minnesota was ranked number 2 least tax-friendly state. So this isn't any surprise to anyone who has home shopped or lived in Minnesota but worked in North Dakota. The taxes are a little bit different. I was actually surprised to realize how big of a discrepancy there was. So Minnesota's top income tax rate is about 9.85%, which isn't too high above North Dakota's, which is an average of 6.78. But the thing that sets them apart is even the state's lower earners, they're still getting taxed about 5.35%. So that's a lot for people that are making minimum wage. North Dakota income sales tend to favor agriculture, and they have a relatively low state income-based tax on percentages according to your income. So you get taxed 1.1% on income if you're making less than $38,000 as a single or $63,000 as a joint, and then it only goes up to 2.9 if you're making more than $416,000. So
That's a big difference.
there's not much of a jump. So families making $100,000 will pay close to $5,000 in Moorhead for income tax compared to a little over $1,000 in North Dakota. So like I said, I was pretty surprised to
the way
see
the
those.
numbers change between the two states. I didn't know Minnesota was going to be that bad.
that high.
That high.
And I've heard that from homeowners or buyers when we're looking. They said, I can't afford those income tax rates in Minnesota. It's way too rich for my blood.
Yeah, and I know I've always heard that Minnesota, and living in Minnesota in the past too, you feel it in your income taxes, but to see it on numbers, see the hard numbers always makes it different.
Yeah, well, and sometimes tax rates tend to creep up year by year, so what will it be in 10 years?
Right.
So we all live in North Dakota currently, and I know before I worked in Minnesota and lived in North Dakota, and there was a lot taken out of my paycheck. I think if I had been home searching at that time, I couldn't have afforded what I afford now working and living in North Dakota. So that's something to consider too, wherever your job is.
Yep. And you have to file a certain form.
Yeah. What's it called?
NDAR, not
Yeah, it's like
NDAR,
reciprocations.
NDWR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
And if you miss it, you're gonna pay in big dollars. If you live in Minnesota and work in North Dakota, that happened to me twice.
Yeah. So don't do that.
See, and I work in Minnesota sometimes, but I only, yeah, and that's not so bad since I file my reciprocal.
Your reciprocation.
Reciprocation.
Done. What's your thoughts on Dawn clearly left the room. You can hear the door opening and
I
closing.
did. It was so hot in here. I had to go out.
Um,
I think I'm having a hot flash. Huh.
Dawn, we were talking about the statistics of Minnesota income tax versus North Dakota. Do you have any, personal or subjective information? What's your experience?
I don't know. I see more people buying in Minnesota. I hope it seems like the majority of the people that I help are buying in Minnesota, but they're also Minnesota residents.
So maybe there's just a love of homegrown Minnesotans that they're willing to take that hit.
And they're used to it.
And they're used to it.
Yeah.
I think that it's hard. It's a hard concept to grasp because you think you're going to lose so much, but in reality, it's kind of evens itself out too. I think.
Well, in our next
the price ranges that
yeah,
people are
the
in.
next thing we're going to talk about too is
where they're at.
a lot of people say I can't afford the income tax, but statistically, WDAY did a segment in February comparing the two states, and what you pay in income tax, you'll actually make up for with savings up front on the purchase of your home. So I think that's something we're seeing too, where people are okay to spread out that income tax fee if they can save, $30,000 on average. Homes are $30,000.
Well, you're
cheaper.
getting more house for
Right.
the price on the Minnesota side.
Because if you look at the average twin home in Moorhead is about 170, but the same twin home in Fargo is 190.
And West Fargo even
In West Fargo.
higher.
And it's the exact same house. Exactly.
Yeah.
And as that price point goes up, you see homes that would be $500,000 for $300,000
Oh, right.
in Moorhead,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yep.
Private cul-de-sac, fancy,
Right,
way cheaper.
The house that my clients got in July, if it was in Fargo, would be 500.
A lot more.
Mhm.
Well, we're finding with the absorption rates, real quick recap, what's absorption rates, guys?
Just kind of like supply and demand, how much inventory we have out there to
Yeah.
sell.
Our
Inventory.
average over the last year.
Yep, exactly. So we're finding with the absorption rates averaging last year, they're showing home prices in Moorhead are averaging $193,000, Fargo $212,000, and West Fargo $244,000. So there is a big discrepancy there that if you're not getting hit too much on that income tax, you can really save money by moving to Moorhead. But it also says if you're making less than about $160,000 for your family income, it's pretty much a wash. You have your choice between North Dakota and Minnesota, but if you're making more than $160,000, you are better off in North Dakota according to tax experts because of the income tax percentages.
Well, and another thing to keep in mind too is just going back to when we talk about tax and specials.
Right.
That makes a difference too. Like West Fargo, it's a higher price point. They also have a lot higher taxes too as a new infrastructure.
Tons of specials.
Yeah.
And it's all new. Everything that's going up in West Fargo seems to be new anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because West Fargo was undeveloped 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's where you see $40, $50, $60, $80,000 in specials.
Yep. They're having to build that infrastructure one house at a time.
All those schools, man.
Yeah, all those lift stations, those are not cheap.
No.
Disclaimer, we are not tax experts. This is just some research that we've done online and learned when shopping with our buyers. But if you have any further questions, please ask your accountant, especially if you're a business owner, because each state has its own set of tax deductions. So
Absolutely.
Ask
But-
your CPA.
Yeah, and keep in mind, it's really preference too of location, and you're going to get more house.
yeah,
Moorhead,
you
really.
really will get more house. You could get a house on the pond.
On the river?
But you're going to pay more income tax.
So do you think it's more people working on moving up would probably have more luck in Moorhead when we're talking about bigger house and stuff, just because they don't have the programs for first-time home buyers that are as generous as North Dakota? I know that in Moorhead, yeah, I know there's a couple houses in Moorhead that are in our price point for first-time home buyers, but without that startup assistance, that's as generous as North Dakota, it's really hard to justify making those purchases.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, and with North Dakota first-time homebuyers, it's a better program per se than Minnesota.
Well, we'll go over that too probably next week. Different credits and rates and perks per state in case you do need something like that. I think majority I do find people looking in North Dakota more than Minnesota, but I see that shifting a little because of the big discrepancy in the prices of the homes.
Absolutely.
And especially people are looking for starter homes. Like we said, if you make less than 160,000, it's pretty much a wash.
Mm-hmm.
You have your pick because the income tax is gonna even out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all situation specific. What's best for you?
Don't even get us started on rural.
Rural.
Earl?
That'll be another day.
Earl? Who's Earl?
Girl.
But yeah, that can go on next week's number.
Sidebar. We should
Sidebar.
put that in the parking lot until next week.
Yes.
In the parking lot.
We'll
Can
bring
that
that
be a hashtag?
Yes. We used to do that in a meeting. We would have a piece of paper. It would be our parking lot, and anything that
Oh my god, that's
didn't pertain to it, you just write it down on there.
I like
smart
that.
done.
Put a pin in it. Let's put a pin in this.
Suck the air out of it.
Don's nuggets of wisdom.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
that's my nuggets. We have helium balloons. We can just do some helium balloons. On
I
our
would
podcast.
be
today.
lying if Trace and I hadn't already thought of that. We're gonna do it before you got here.
Great.
Because her balloon kept hitting something hanging up.
My You Rock balloon.
So I said I was gonna pop it.
And then I was like, you know they're full of helium, right?
She said, no, don't. And I got a little scared and I didn't.
We're so good. That
Well,
was good
sir.
education.
I know, it's not a very long podcast, but it was full of information.
Well,
Absolutely.
it's a big question that we have when people wonder about the difference.
And it's nice to have those numbers in front of you
Mhm.
on what the actual rate differences are. And yes, check with your people, your CPA, and everybody will help you. But it's good to have statistics and not just your neighbor saying you can't afford that or
Mhm.
anybody else. You don't know until you know.
Oh, you don't want to move to Minnesota? Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah. Well, and I think too, something I learned is a lot of people say, oh, I can't afford the income tax. But if you make under a certain amount of money, it doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter anyway, yeah.
As long as you're not a big high roller, like you can pick whichever state you want.
If you're a big high roller, who cares?
Who cares?
You can
Whatever
afford
the
the
income tax, man.
I feel like they're the ones that are not going to
Right.
move to Moorhead.
They're-
My higher end clients are like, nope, we have to stay in North Dakota, but they
They're justified.
They know that,
Yeah,
yeah.
justified. They're going to pay a lot more in income tax.
And so people are just Minnesota proud or North
Oh,
Dakota
sorry.
proud and
Sorry.
taxes or no taxes, they're gonna stick to their state.
They're going to stick to their
To
state.
their roots.
It's crazy when you think about it.
Yes. What else we
So-
got, guys?
Well, we've got Tasty Tuesday. Who
Where
won?
were we?
Where
Where
Where were we? We were at hashtag
Pounds.
pound sign.
Hashtag, I was at the Castleton Veterinary
You
Services.
missed
Yes,
out.
she missed out on
good.
the hangover burger, which was amazing,
Mm-hmm.
and some cherry limeade liquor thing that went down way
Fruitopia.
too smooth.
Jopia.
I thought it was a
What's your-
Fruitopia.
It wasn't called Fruitopia. You just
Oh.
said it tasted like Fruitopia.
In my head, that's what you guys
She keeps
called
calling
it.
it Fruitopia.
That's what it is.
That's not
what
right.
it tastes like.
Well, I got a to-go
Wrong,
box.
sir.
It was fantastic later
Yeah,
on.
we got you the
Notorious
PIG.
PIG.
It was perfect.
good. That's
Good.
what Donna would have ordered.
That's what I would have ordered.
It was a long discussion that we had at the table.
Perfect. Good. There wasn't a Cuban, obviously, on the menu.
No, we
No,
love.
but we thought
We
pork.
did.
Oh, right.
We
Perfect.
did.
Absolutely.
So, Slacker listeners, our good person, Mindy, won.
Our good person.
Our good person.
Our
She's not
avid
a client.
listener, our avid listener, our avid
Our
follower.
super fan.
Our
Super
friend.
fan.
Our friend.
loyal fan.
Yep.
Mindy.
So, Mindy, we're going to use all your gift cards. So, you're going to need to come here and we're just going to do a tour
Yeah.
of town.
Yeah, what'd you say, Trace?
Mindy gets to eat on us like every week. She's nailing it.
You guys, can we just like go over this? We've got
Yep.
Mindy, Kayla Haskin, Mindy
Mindy.
again. This is your friend, Brian,
Oh, Murph. I
Murph,
forgot about
Murph, Stacy. Don't know.
Why does it say Gina?
Laura Bennett.
I don't know. It was Brian. I don't know.
Laura Bennett?
Laura
No,
Bennett.
that is Gina.
That's
Brian,
Gina.
Brian was
Oh,
the
sorry.
golf course. 9 rounds.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Brian, you get nothing. It's
Right.
Gina.
Not 9 round.
Did
And
I
Porter
go
Creek.
9 round?
You called 9 round.
Who got these? Let's go first. No.
Probably
Me too.
Mindy.
So, and apparently we're gonna look and get everything
Find out.
labeled.
Amanda Larson.
Leto.
Leto?
Amanda Leto.
Who's the 9-iron guy?
Oh, so we're back to Brian.
That was
Yeah,
her.
that was Brian.
Or we're back to Brian.
Josh.
Josh Anders. Amanda Leto again. You guys,
Oh, I
come
know
get
she
your
was
gift cards.
Or did she win once and you counted?
Or
it?
maybe it didn't count as
I think it's just one.
It's just one.
Amanda.
So, all of these, you guys, all of the gift cards, come get them. There's more. We don't even know
We're
who
just gonna start going back
has
out
this.
to eat again.
Yep.
And then we'll just text you when we're on our way to use your gift card.
Yeah, let's go to Mick's office.
But we're gonna use
See
your
what
gift
the
card.
burger of the month
Meet us
is.
there if you want your
Yeah,
gift
you want
card.
your
If you want free lunch,
There you go.
you already earned it. Or just swing by the office and pick it up.
Or just come and be like, I think I have a gift card. You probably do.
Somebody does. For
Oh,
sure.
funny.
We don't even know who these
Well,
are.
we just gave out a bunch of names, so all they have to do is come to the front desk. and
Literally
tell
just
Amanda.
come. Yeah.
Amanda, I won something.
I'm
Okay, so
Mindy.
we tried something this month to have you tag a friend to get drawn into a monthly drawing for Dawn's Car Wash.
It's not me though. I'm not washing your car.
Dawn's not literally
no.
washing your car.
It's Dawn.
Dawn.
Dawn's car wash.
Okay, who wants to do the honors?
It's gonna be Mindy.
Probably gonna be Mindy.
Ooh.
Beth
Beth.
Waters.
Whoop whoop
It
whoop
looks
whoop.
like bath. I didn't want to say
Bath Water.
Bath water. Oh, bath water
I have
one.
terrible handwriting. So you won a Dawn's, D-O-N's, free car wash. Perfect break for the
Ooh.
winter.
We're always liking to give away free
Yay.
things, huh?
We love giving stuff away. We're like the little mini cheaper version of Oprah.
Way cheaper over.
Way cheaper version of Oprah. Life goals.
Michael, hashtag on an island.
Boom.
Great.
I think that's gonna be put on my page now.
Hashtag on an island.
Hashtag on an island.
Okay, so it's super sweaty in here, so we're
Yes.
gonna get going. But find us at Diamond Realty Associates on Facebook, probably where you found this podcast, and we're on YouTube.
We are.
Yeah.
So if you want to see the video that accompanies this podcast and the hot mess that ensues, go to YouTube. Don't know what Logan's labeling it,
YouTube are crazy.
You probably look up
YouTube
Diamond
are
Realty
crazy.
Associates.
but find us on our website buysellfmhomes.com, and as always,
Stay classy, FM.
Boom.